Today, we are going over 3 simple tips to reverse age. And yes, you can reverse your age. You can reverse your biological age, and that is the age that your cells are, the age that your DNA and metabolism work at. You can reverse your biological age. You can't reverse your chronological age. That's the number of years that you've been on this planet for. Well, unless you have a time machine. But you can absolutely reverse your biological age, and when you do that, it'll help with weight loss and optimal health over 50. I'm Alicia Jones from Alicia Jones Healthy Living, and for over 15 years, I've helped transform the health and lives of women over 50 through fitness and weight loss strategies. And today, these are the 3 simple tips to reverse biological age. The first simple strategy or simple tip is to create a sleep routine. This is one of those areas that's often neglected. We get in our workouts, or you might get in your nutrition and be working really hard on that, but then you go to bed late, or for example, you're not sleeping through the night, especially if you're going through hot flashes right now, restless legs, or you have to go to the washroom a lot. Those are all factors that are going to disrupt your sleep pattern. That's why it's so important to target melatonin levels and create a sleep ritual that can enhance melatonin levels as much as possible. Melatonin, as you know, is that sleep hormone, that hormone that does decline with age, but that you can start to increase by creating a really great sleep ritual. You might get up once. Let's say once. Let's do once. Once is great to go to the washroom. But more than that, with those increased melatonin levels, you might not wake up as often or as frequently throughout the night, and you're creating a sleep ritual that allows you to replenish or repair your DNA properly and allow for fat release. How do you do that? Well, it's so important to have a dark or darker ambiance when you're getting close to bedtime. Couple hours before, dim the lights. Hopefully you don't have many electronics in your bedroom, or you can get rid of some of those electronics. And in order to combat that difference in temperature in the body, you might also want to decrease the temperature thermostat by a couple of degrees. And that way you're going to go to bed cooler and be able to stay asleep throughout the night. If you're in the house with other people that want that temperature up high, you might want to look into a temperature blanket that's going to change the temperature on your side of the bed to a cooler as somebody else has a higher temperature if they're sleeping beside you. So that is number 1. In order to reverse your age and release belly fat, you are going to want to create a sleep ritual that increases that melatonin. The next important strategy to reverse aging so you can lose weight and achieve optimal health, that is with weight training. To put this into perspective, for every 5 pounds of muscle, lean muscle that you lose, you have the potential to gain up to 15 pounds of fat, because muscle is such a your fat burning potential. It gives you the ability to burn more fat even at rest. It's also associated with increased strength. To put that in perspective, for every year over the age of 40, you lose approximately 1% of your strength. That means by the time you're 50, you've lost 10% of your strength. By the time you're 60, that's 20%. But you can combat this. You can do weight training in order to reverse the gene expression associated with muscle loss. It is so important to stay consistent with this. It's not just one-off, or I'll do it once a week or every once in a while. It's so important to create a consistent routine with your weight training or your strength training. One study showed that 6 months of ongoing consistent strength training turned the gene expression, the DNA expression of older adults into that of youthful gene expression. And it's so important to note as well that these individuals that were in this study, they were already walking or playing tennis or golfing or getting in their cardio, biking, but they were not doing weight training. So when they started the weight training and they were consistent with the weight training, that is when that gene expression happened. The youthful gene expression started to come in. Increase of lean muscle, maintenance of lean muscle, and a higher fat burning metabolism. More strength and a better quality of life. And lastly, tip number 3 to reverse biological aging, and this one is especially important for us ladies, for women. It is to make sure you're eating the right foods and you're avoiding other foods. The foods that you should be eating more of are fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. And when I say this, it probably sounds pretty intuitive, right? Like, yeah, okay, I know I'm supposed to eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. The thing is, right now, there is this huge movement to cut back on carbs, to cut back on food groups, and whole grains has been villainized big time. Whole grains and carbs in general. The thing is that they're high in fiber, and they can actually reverse your gene expression once again in order to create healthy cells. One study showed that this variance was very important for women more than men. Men could get away with eating a little bit more junk. I know, right? And they lose the weight quicker too. It's horrible. But anyways, the thing is that men can get away with eating a little bit more junk, whereas for us ladies, we cannot. Those whole grains, those fruits and vegetables are even more important to reverse cellular aging in women. And that's why it is so important that you keep those whole grains in your meals, that you include them. A simple swap out would be for 1 portion of fat or 1 portion of meat, just put in a small serving size of whole grains. Start out slow, because if you have been avoiding whole grains for a while, or you've been trying to low carb it for a while, then adding in too much fiber too quickly can create bloat, and it can definitely feel like you're doing the opposite of reducing fat and belly bloat, right? Because you're increasing it when you have too much fiber too quickly. So start off really slow. Okay, that's it. If you'd like some extra tips on how you can achieve all 3 of these categories, create a sleep routine, increase your ability to do weight training or start weight training, and eating those whole grains, then visit my blog post, aliciajoneshealthyliving.com/age reversal, and I will see you next time. For more motivational fitness and nutrition tips to make your 50s and beyond the healthiest and most vibrant years of your life, visit aliciajoneshealthyliving.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.